I have liked kids since I was young. I babysat a lot, I worked in the nursery at church, I was a lifeguard, and I think it was probably my senior year in high school I got to work with some kids in the resource room, and I think that really solidified what I wanted to do. I loved all my teachers. I remember my kindergarten teacher, all I wanted to do was sit on her lap. She had big red hair, and she was so kind, and we did so many things, but I loved her. I loved all my teachers, really. But when I got into high school, my English teachers really left an impact. And I'm still in touch with one of them quite a bit today. The kids, even though things have changed and sometimes it's gotten harder, it all just comes down to seeing the kids. And yeah, you have bad days, but the next day is a new day. That's what's good about our job, is every day is a new day. And they need us, especially with our changing world. They just need some positive role models in their lives. Probably one of the best interactions I had is I had a student in third grade who had some really difficult behavior issues, and we had a really good year. We had hard times, we had a good year. And then the following year he did a little bit better, got to middle school, got student of the month, and then I hadn't seen him forever, and one day he just stopped by the school, and here's this 6'4" big guy, and he had come in to talk to me about he didn't like how he was feeling. He felt like his anger was coming back, and I said, when's the last time you've been to the doctor, because you're pretty big now, maybe you need a med change. And he said, I have never even thought of that. But it was just so nice to see him all grown up and to really understand his problems and what he needed to do to be successful. And now he is. He's very successful. And I think he's having a baby this year too. So this year, one of the parents walked in and she says, do you remember me? And you know, it's been so many years, and I looked at her and I was like, I'm sorry. And then she told me her name and I was like, oh my gosh. She was a student of mine in Del Rapids, and I'm teaching her son, which is, you know, it makes you feel incredibly old, but it's so fun to, you know, have her remember things that we did and talk about his experiences and her experiences. And so I think that's been really neat. I've had some of my college classmates' children, and that's been interesting too, and then colleagues' kids. So it's fun to see it all come back around, but it's also kind of puts things in perspective. I keep everything that the kids give me, and unless it's just a picture, because I get so many pictures, you can't keep all the pictures, but if it's a note with a picture on it, I keep it, and then I put them in envelopes and label them with the year. And if I am on top of things, then when kids send me their graduation invitations, then I try to find something that they made or wrote to me and send it back to them, because I want them to know how cute what they said was back then. And a lot of them have things that they want to be when they grow up, and just to see how much they've changed since, you know, they were 8 or 9. It's humbling, because you think that older kids aren't going to think about their elementary teachers. Probably just, you know, when you're older, the people that make an impact are the teachers you're with. So especially when a high school boy remembers you, it's just a really neat feeling, and you kind of think, you know, you did make a difference, because they're still thinking about things that you taught them, you know, several years ago. And it's obviously nice to be invited by the girls too. It's just the connection is different with them because it's more natural. But yeah, it puts things together that, you know, you think they forget about you, and they really don't. But I've gotten a lot of emails or letters that have said, I still remember what you taught me in third grade. And it's never academic. It's the things that you taught them about being a good person. And honestly, that's my goal, is I know that academically I can probably get most of them where they need to be, but I want them to be good members of community and society and love themselves and be able to care for others. And Yeah, I have had kids apologize, and I was like, you know, you were 8 or 9, and look at what you do now. And just like life lessons that they remember. Like I remember when you just wouldn't let us say can't, or you kept telling us we could never give up, we had to keep trying. And you know, a lot of them come back with wrong is wrong, right is right, even if wrong is wrong if everybody's doing it. Right is right, even if nobody's doing it. So I hear that from many kids, and mostly about kindness, because I really instill in them being kind and accepting to everyone.